I've been doing parkrun now for about 12 years and I'm not as quick as I used to be. My PB is 19:25 from a few years back. I'm now a few years older and a few pounds heavier, so I'm going to try and get back down to those sort of times, lose a bit of weight, get fitter and faster, and we'll see how this goes. So this is my first run back after Christmas. I always try and position myself about the position I think I'm going to finish. And here I looked and saw about more than 100 people in front of me. So that's where I got myself. Starting off is always a bit of a chaotic melee. Lots of elbows everywhere, trying to avoid legs. And this is Arrow Valley Parkrun. It's a really nice, fairly flat 2-lap route, and the second lap is easier and flatter than the first lap. Unless I'm really after a good time, then I try and start a little bit further back so that I can be overtaking people instead of them overtaking me, which is a bit of a mental boost. So these days I always start off quite steady because I'm generally feeling pretty awful at the start of a run and gradually start feeling a bit better into it. So here, not too fast at the start, and I can't really go any faster because I'm kind of blocked from going anywhere else anyway. Every time I saw a little gap, somebody else went into it, so it was difficult to actually make much of a headway. Here we go around the first corner by the swing park, and that guy on the left, let's all go with the AirPods. I was trying to get past him for a little bit. He kept going into good gaps that I was trying to aim for. As you can see, it's around 8:30 a mile here, so a bit slower than what I wanted to, but it was nice to start off fairly steady. Even then the heart rate is still fairly high for that pace. Still fairly tight around here, and it seemed to slow down a little bit, and I was trying to make some progress but really hampered from doing so. So I had to try and move my way through the pack a little bit. And as it opens up a little bit here, then I see a little bit of an opportunity, but it involves going on the mud a bit. Just give Kevin a tap on the back as I went past there. And this is closer to the kind of pace that I wanted to be at. But getting closer to 7:30 mile means that the heart rate's going up towards threshold. This guy in the salmon top just kind of boxed me into this corner. But to be fair, he did then put on a bit of extra pace and went in front of me anyway. Now we're just about to come up to the steady rise up the hill. And this is a lot more gentle of an incline than doing it the other way around. Arrow Valley used to run the opposite way around, and the hill that you had to do twice was always kind of a big feature, that you always had to save a little bit for the hill, especially on the second lap. But on this one you don't need to worry about it too much, because this incline is, as I say, steadier than going the other way around, and you only do it once. So the heart rate here is 165, 164, 165, which is pretty much threshold, I think, for me. So this is about the pace that I'd be wanting to do the whole way around, because any faster means that I'll probably blow up before the end. That guy in the blue hoodie, I saw him move away from me, so I thought he'd gone, I'd just let him go. But I actually managed to stay with him, and the heart rate creeping up now to 170. So my max heart rate is 180, so I'm actually getting quite close to max heart rate pretty early in this run. But it seemed okay to push a bit harder to get to the top of this hill, so I can have a little rest the other way, going down the other side. Over the top now, and then going down the hill. Just back off the gas a little bit and try and recover some energy and let the heart rate go back down a little bit. That guy there in the blue beanie just absolutely flew past. And then I started very close to these two in the black clothing, and went past them and didn't see them again. Surprisingly, still in touching distance of the guy in the blue hoodie, who seemed like he was pretty comfortable going up the hill at that pace. But managing to hold on to low sevens in the pace, going along this section along the side of the lake, which is pretty flat really. Just trying to pick away through those three in a bit of an awkward position. And I think it was about this point where the legs were starting to feel a little bit of a burn, and that's when you know that you're probably going above the threshold. So still heart rate 170, pace faster than 730 mile. So this is pretty good where I want to be at the moment. The heart rate doesn't really seem to be climbing from here at this pace, which suggests that 171, 172 may be threshold instead. And whenever I'm giving it a bit of effort, just here, the end of the first lap, if my legs feel like they should be feeling towards the end of the second lap, then I know I've gone a little bit too quick. But the great thing about Arrow Valley is that once you've done the first lap, you know that the second lap isn't going to hurt as much. You know that if you've managed to hold on to this pace for the first one, then you can do it for the second one. So coming up to this little rise by the swing park. This is where I ditched the jacket and gloves. Try and cool down a little bit. The heart rate is always going to spike a little bit just going around this corner.
Thank you over there.
So it looks like, along with a few other people around me, I've backed off the pace a little bit there just because of the little incline. But because it's flat now for the whole of the second lap, I can just try and get back into some kind of balanced pace. That heart rate still 171, 172, and it's just not shifting from there. However, I am 10 seconds more slower than I was earlier on. You tend to find just here on the second lap is where people kind of start dropping off a little bit. Now, I was really worrying about the camera getting wet and all of this footage being wasted. So I wiped it and managed to push it back. So the rest of the second lap is just looking at the sky. The heart rate now is still 172, but we're back down below 730 a mile. Start overtaking a few people. I was going to make a joke to the guy that I ran past where his watch said pace on target, and I was going to say something like mine definitely isn't, or something like that, but I didn't have the energy to make a really pointless joke. And there's the guy with the blue hoodie still. Quite surprised that I stayed with him. But then he seemed to just drop right off the pace for some reason. I don't know why. As you can see by the GPS path, top left, we've done the nice shortcut, the flat bit alongside the lake instead of going around the hill, around and over the hill. And we're about to join back up onto the flat section alongside the lake, going back towards the sailing club. Heart rate slightly creeping up, 173, 174, but still 720-ish per mile. Obviously, any deviation from a steady forward run, like going around corners, any incline changes, anything like that, breaks up your rhythm and will mean the heart rate spikes a little bit, and you'll slow down a little bit, and then it takes a little time to get that back in place. But now the heart rate is slowly rising and going up towards max. But at this point, you know that you've only got a few minutes left, so it doesn't really matter, you can just go almost all out. Just absolutely no breath there to say thanks to that kid. So the pacing here for the whole run seems fairly good because I'm still around the 7:30 a mile, but it's just that the effort has to go up a little bit to finish at that sort of pace. Coming around the sailing club now, back towards a sharp little rise onto a path, which towards the end really catches people out. There's Kirk there that I'm just going past on the right hand side. You can see a beanie bobbing up and down.
Okay, good job. Cheers.
We always seem to meet fairly close to the end. He always seems to go a bit quicker than me. Just here, this little slope that you go up, and you need to just give it max effort really, just from here to the end. So it's only a couple of 100 meters. Looking down at the time, seeing it's almost 22 minutes, which means that definitely well on for a mid 23 minute 5k. And for the third time, going up to the slope next to the swing park, the left hand bend. Not much left in the tank by this point, so getting ready for the final sprint over the finish line.
Hey guys.
Turn left now. Last few seconds up to the finish line. This is where you disconnect legs from brain and just force the legs to move quicker.
Thank you for that. Cheers, Andy.
There we go, over the finish line, 23:40. I hope to get a lot quicker than that.
Well done, guys. Keep
Yeah.
So let me know if you'd like me to carry on with these and chart my journey
anyone waiting.
back to faster times and describe the
Always seem to see you right at the end.
the run as well.
How's it going, mate? You right?
All right. You doing?
Yeah, not so bad, are you?
Right, thank you for watching, and
Appreciate it, mate.
if you're interested in me carrying on with these, let me know.
Oh, his beard suddenly.
Well done, Kevin. Oh, yeah, sorry, mate.
Go on, AJ.
Oh, go around there. Yeah, right. Cheers, mate. Right. Yeah, that's right. To everyone.
That's it for now. See you for the next one.